So, hello everybody, welcome to the Chiltern Trainspotters, and today you join me, Alfie, Ollie, and a guest today, the UK Trainspotter, for the Down Fast podcast, episode 2. Today we'll be talking about how the government has announced funding for trams and light rail. Birmingham Curzon Street has given planning permission for building. Unions are concerned about the risk that more trains are going to run next month, basically in 3 days. A special force of 500 British Transport Police officers are now patrolling the transport network to ensure essential travel only, and Metrolink are losing £5 million a month.
So our first topic is that governments have announced funding for trams and light rail. So funding will cover. The government have started funding Sheffield trams, Manchester trams, Nottingham trams, and the Tyne and Wear Metro. After several days of intense negotiation, the government have found that they should fund the trams and light rail to have continuous service key workers, so they can get to hospital and whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm here, I was muted. So basically, Liam, what do you think about the trams and the light rail networks? And do you think they should keep running, and do you think they should they should get the funding that they need?
I think they do need the funding they need because they're useful. They are very useful because, especially during these times, they connect. Instead of like with the Croydon trams, you don't have a station in New Addington. So, and the Manchester trams, you don't have stations. So it's like a sub-train network, which is city centre, which means you can get to loads of places in that city easily and quickly.
Which helps you connect with other places as well, rather than
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a mode of transportation, really, because like if say you're like sort of stranded at a station and there's no trams, you're kind of stuffed because there's not much taxis about because of like the pandemic going on right now. So
okay, so the UK Trainspotter, what do you think about what we're talking about?
Well, I think they do need the funding, and I think that they should like keep running, but not as often.
So JH in the chat have asked, will the trams in Blackpool be covered by the government? I haven't seen anything about it, but they might be. What I read, they're not, but there might be different because they weren't on the list that I saw. So Alfie, what do you think about tram the light rail systems? Like, what do you think they're like in the UK? Have you ever been on any?
What, like say the Tyne and Wear Metro?
Yeah, all of the light rail, so like DLR stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they're really vital to transportation because really, say you're a what's it? That Southeastern station. I can't remember what it's called.
Lewisham,
yeah. And you need to go into like bank really quickly, but you can't be bothered to go on the plane. You can just hop on one of them and it'll take you in within like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's like Canary Wharf.
Yeah.
It's essential for like office workers as well.
Yeah, like to get to work because you've got the Jubilee line, the DLR.
And say this Tyne and Wear Metro, that's like the bloodline of Newcastle and like the Tyne area.
Yeah.
So, because there's like it just relies on the Tyne and Wear Metro, so you can't get around really. So you have to keep running.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you think they should get funding from the government?
Me?
All of you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they would survive without it?
I personally don't think they would survive without it, no, because it's like...
Yeah, so we're going to be talking later about how Metrolink are using a certain amount of money a month, and they probably wouldn't be able to continue after it. So I think they should get the funding. I think that they should be able to continue running, like especially during these times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it's also like I wonder what it'd be like without them. Would like the city that they run in still be the same?
Yeah, I don't think it would be the same because like it's sort of like the bloodline of all cities because it's like you can run the city easy.
I think that London needs a new tram system. I know you've got the one in Croydon, but it needs one in the city centre.
It made the roads too congested though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, okay, so we're going on to our next topic now. We're running a bit behind schedule. So second topic, So Birmingham Curzon Street Station, which is the new Birmingham station for HS2, has got planning permission, and Liam's going to explain the next bit.
So permission has been granted by Birmingham City Council to build Birmingham Curzon Street Station, which will serve High Speed 2. Three applications were approved for landscaping and the building, and it's meant to be a truly world-class building.
Okay, so first of all, one of the more controversial topics. Do you think HS2 is a good idea? The UK Trainspotters start.
Well, I do and I don't, because
Okay.
I do because it is a quicker way to get from London to Birmingham and everything. But then it also like kind of destroys some of like that. I don't know, like some of like the infrastructure and like
Yeah.
countryside and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say it's sort of like not a good idea, but it is at the same time. I'd agree with the UK Transport. I'd say it's a good idea, so because it only knocks off about 10 minutes of the journey time, really. So,
Yeah.
but because you've got Virgin and Chiltern, there's no really need to have
Avanti.
another
Virgin.
connection. I mean, Avanti. But I genuinely don't think it's a good idea because me, Oliver, and the UK Transport can relate. It's sort of
Yeah.
like really affecting the
The area that it runs
wildlife and
through.
stuff around where we
Yeah.
live.
I think it's a bit of a waste of money, if I'm
'Cause
perfectly
there is
honest.
there is
Yeah.
protesters around Great Missenden and Wendover, like just camping out in the woods and stuff,
Yeah,
just to
which is
stop
not where we live or
wildlife.
anything. We've just been through it.
Yeah, we sort
I
of like
think
go through
what would have been I think what would have been better is maybe just having like a few faster services on
Yeah.
like
Like
Chiltern or
upgrading the
Avanti or
Chiltern
something.
Main Line, or maybe using the money
Yeah.
somewhere else, like the northern upgrading the railways up north and things like that.
Yeah. Because the West Coast Main Line is so advanced already,
Yeah.
I reckon they should have put it towards the Chiltern Main Line because that's not really advanced and it's only like double track all the way up to Kidderminster. So
Yeah, they
there's
don't
like
have very
no
much
point.
capacity at Marylebone either. They need more trains and things
No.
like that.
They
So
do have a couple extra platforms to be fair.
yeah, but there isn't much space to expand. But still, I think they should be able to find ways to try and like maybe electrify the route,
Yeah.
or like I found out from a so there's a new Birmingham Curzon Street station that I put up on screen. I found out from a well-known transport vlog called Nodrog. That well, the new HS2 station at Birmingham is being built on top of an old railway engine shed from the 1800s. Yeah, so example there, that railway shed could have been preserved or something rather than having a massive new station built on top of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and the remains are still there, exactly. So what's the point of building on top of it when you could have like a visitor attraction or something like that?
Like if you
You
are
know
going
how
to build it, don't build it on something like that. Like move
Yeah.
it away a bit.
you know how the 125 group are looking for a new
Yeah.
depot to store their
Yeah.
trains? They could have renovated that and turned it into
Yeah.
a HST depot, but
I doubt they would
HS2
have put
have
it there
said,
because it's in the middle of Birmingham, but I still think it would be a good
"Oh,
idea. Yeah. Liam, do you
yeah.
have any thoughts on this? No? Okay, right. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This is yeah, okay, right. So I think that what I said earlier, like it's I think it's a complete waste of money. Like it's over budget already, and the planning's taken way longer than usual, and they're still continuing to build it. And I think they need to review it properly and like think about all the aspects rather than just is it going to create a better railway connection from London to Birmingham? Because there's lots of different like there's lots of other aspects that surround it. Like
When you're cutting through, like say
yeah,
Missenden on the train, you can see if you look up to out the window, you can
yeah,
see how they've built a
yeah.
massive tarmac road up
Yeah, they built
a
up a
hill,
massive
which is
hill,
like
which is
really
going to be
good.
like a nice hill that you can walk up. But now it's been infested with
Yeah.
like work vehicles and stuff, and it's meant to run in a massive tunnel all the way from like just outside London Euston to like the other end of Buckinghamshire. That's like 40 miles. Like I don't understand why you would do that. Like you've already got two railway lines. You don't need another one. Okay,
Yeah.
people who are in the chat, what do you think about HS2? So JH Trains, what do you think about HS2? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it could be improved? I think it would be a good idea if maybe they took all these factors into consideration, maybe took ideas from the community and like how to build the route more effectively and stuff like that. Like I think Alfie agrees.
Yeah. They should have taken because they sort of jumped on it really quickly. They
Yeah.
should have taken more time to actually plan it.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. So Liam, question.
Yes.
Do you think HS2 would have been better if they had taken in ideas from different people, like the community and stuff?
Yeah, because it's gonna you live on the route. I think UK Transport
Yeah.
and you three.
Yeah.
So it's going to affect you lot for quite a few years to come. I
Yeah.
think as well.
Yeah, and especially the people that live like right under or right next to, they're either gonna have to move
Exactly.
house or like something like that.
Because people have been directly affected and they've had to shut down their homes, their
Yeah,
businesses,
businesses, things like that.
find new
But
income. Really.
with High Speed 2, it's going to take a lot of pressure off the current West Coast Main Line.
Yeah, and
Because
Chiltern.
exactly, and Chiltern, because they won't have to
Well, we
run.
don't know the prices or anything. Same with Crossrail. I watched a documentary about how the businesses that are in, people have moved their businesses to along the Crossrail route or moved to live on the Crossrail route because they thought it was going to be open in 2018. But obviously that hasn't happened. So they're getting no business at their shops or they're not being able to get to work or things like that. And I think that's another issue.
Yeah.
Crossrail, that still hasn't opened, and that's like the same as HS2. They went into it too quickly, didn't think about it, and now it's all
Yeah, they
fallen
didn't give
into-
it enough time to think about what they were actually
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah,
Now they're planning loads of extensions already before it's even open.
yeah. Before it's even open, they're planning Crossrail 2 and things like that. Like, there's no point in doing that.
Yeah.
You're just gonna make the same mistake again.
And they're planning Tring extension, Ebbsfleet extension.
Yeah.
It's no.
Be a
don't
good idea
think
if
it's
you've already
right.
opened the route on time, but obviously you're not opening on time. You're opening it 4 years late. So
Exactly.
yeah. Like, I don't like you. It's kind of hard to see what.
The point.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
The point in what. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think the HS2 trains, so the actual trains, what do you think they're actually going to be like? Do you think they're going to be nice? Do you think they're going to be like IETs or anything like that?
They'll be 8400s.
Yeah. But like,
I think they'll be like
do you
that.
think
I
they're going
think
to
they'll
be
be
nice? Because they're running at
really nice.
140, aren't they? They're not 125. They're
No,
running,
they're not even 140.
aren't
They're
they?
much higher than that. Yeah.
No, I thought they were just 140.
Oh, the Google.
I think the trains will look a bit like Nova 3s because they like futuristic.
Yeah.
Nova 3s
Yeah,
or Nova
Nova-
2s?
No, there's 250 miles an hour.
Really?
How?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How far?
250 miles an hour from London to Birmingham.
That's quite quick.
That's quite quick. Very quick. It seems a bit too quick,
That'll
though.
take about 45 minutes. That is too quick.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Because
right.
like
That'll be expensive.
when
That'll be
you are going
expensive.
through an area, you want to be able to like look at it instead of just going past it really quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trouble is, it's going to be under
Well-
tunnel half of that.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
depends. It depends what type of traveller you are. If you're a business traveller, yeah, fair enough, you'd take HS2.
Yeah.
But if you're like a leisure traveller and you want to just
Like
like
us.
admire the scenery of like the Buckinghamshire outstanding area of natural beauty,
Berkshire, all of
you'll
that,
just
yeah.
want to get on a Chiltern train.
Yeah. Or whatever the
cut through
cheapest.
the- Yeah, whatever the cheap, which is Chiltern. You
Because
want to
high
cut
speed
through
2 is not going to be cheap, is
No.
it?
No.
No, it's going to be
No,
like
but-
high speed 1, really.
Yeah, that's really expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you look on the screen now, we've got the actual station. I think it looks a bit like St Pancras actually, or like an airport terminal, just with fewer
Yeah, it does.
platforms and kind of new
Looks like the
street.
8 from King's
Yeah,
Cross.
around it,
the-
it's got like into King's Cross. Yeah, around it, it's got lots of trees though, and that I guess does add to it, like makes it a bit
Yeah.
nicer and
Yeah, it looks like that area outside King's Cross.
yeah, and, like it is. Yeah,
Ignore that.
okay. It might just be. We don't know how it's going to be though till it's open, so it might be really good. It might be. It might
Exactly.
be really bad. But we just don't know what's gonna happen. Like,
No one
obviously-
knows. No one knows.
no one knows.
Because,
Yeah.
it's...
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next third topic now. So different unions, so the RMT and ASLEF and all of that, are concerned for staff safety as more trains are expected to run next month. So the UK Trainspotters is now going to take us through the key points.
Okay, so there are reports that the number of trains on the National Railway network could increase to a Saturday timetable next month. There is also concerns that staff will not be protected properly. There is growing speculation service could be restored by 18th of May, and the RMT says that there is no chance of an agreement, however, to protect staff.
Okay, so basically what they're saying there, so the RMT and ASF.
Yeah.
PPE, which is already a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, so that my mic wasn't on, but yeah. So they don't think the staff are going to be adequately protected, and for the Saturday timetable they might return to on the 18th of May. So what the RNT basically is saying is that they don't want to agree to let staff return and be a better timetable unless there's sufficient PPE and protection for staff, like they're saying in the hospitals and things like that.
So basically, what they're saying is, unless you give us the correct PPE, we're
Yeah,
going to go on strike.
because they don't want
Yeah, basically.
their staff to something to happen to them, catch coronavirus or something like that.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
And with speculation of lockdown not carrying on from the 7th of May to 28th of May, I think that's not. No one's going to be going. No one's going to be out.
Exactly.
I think what should happen is, as long as everything's on lockdown, the railway should maintain a 7-day service.
Exactly.
Because what lots of towing companies are doing at the minute, especially with Chiltern and South Western Railway, I've seen, they're asking people on their Twitter, they're asking commuters and people who are key workers, is our timetable good enough so they can edit it and
Yeah.
Yes, I think she's doing that as well.
Yeah.
Chiltern have been supplying too big of a service, so they've decided to turn it into a every 90-minute service.
So it's every 90 minutes on our route, via Aylesbury via Amersham, and
Every hour on the Birmingham route, isn't it?
I think so, but yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so in 1 minute we are going to go into a quick stream break, so we can catch up on our timetable, and then we will be back in about 5 minutes. So, final thoughts on this topic. UK Trainspotter, do you have anything to say until we enter stream break?
Not really.
Okay. So I just think that what RMT is saying is perfectly reasonable, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a quick stream break now, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Now we know.
Okay, so everyone, we are back now from the stream break. So we're going to go back into our next topic, which is about the special force of 500 British Transport police officers are patrolling the network to look out for non-essential travellers and non-essential travel. So although the amount of people using the railways has fallen, the trains are still very busy. So you might have seen some images of the London Underground a few weeks ago, where basically packed with the amount of commuters trying to get to work. I'm sure all of us have here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so nearly a third of all TfL staff are sick or self-isolated, many of which are critical staff, so drivers, train operators, control room staff. And basically the British Transport Police are there to reassure customers and stop people travelling unnecessary. So, what do we think about people travelling unnecessarily, and especially people who are going train spotting? Like, we've seen videos and pictures of people that are still going train spotting. What do we
You
think
put your
about
camera
it?
on. You put your camera on. Turn it off. Josh,
I'm
picture.
trying to.
They can't. You're not actually on the stream anyway.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do we think about people that are still going out and things like that?
Yeah, I just think it's
Okay.
like really silly because
Yeah.
like they're just completely oblivious to the
Yeah. Jake Eve, good afternoon from
Something.
Kingston. Hello. And Nathan Swales, Southwestern Railway sucks. I guess in your opinion and some loads of other people's opinion, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Alfie, continue what I was saying. Sorry.
Yeah, I just think it's like
Hello.
completely stupid and utterly like
Yeah.
childish because like they've been told they need to stay at home and they've just like completely ignored it. I like some people on Facebook that I know about have been going out and trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
sue railway companies for damaging their business.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people also know
Just a
who they
bit.
are.
Like.
Yeah, it's a bit fishy.
like,
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I think that if transporters are caught, they should be sued. Like, not sued, but
Fined
fine,
or
arrested.
yeah, at least.
Because
Yeah.
they're ruining this for all of us. We're
They're
we're
ruining
mis-
the
all
Yeah. So we're trying to
Yeah.
stop
to
it.
stay at home and stop it, and they just keep going out, and there's nothing
Like,
anyone.
Yeah.
they can't even see a train. They can't even. They've seen a
Oh.
train. They haven't been on one. I haven't seen one since March the 7th.
I haven't seen
This
one since like February.
This certain train spotter, he's been telling everyone, "Oh, I've reported you to the police," but he's actually in the wrong.
Yeah,
and
because he's the one that's been going out
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
ruining
he had a
the
right guardian
reputation
on
of
Facebook,
everyone,
you know?
basically.
Yeah.
He had a guardian on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he doesn't realise that like doesn't matter if he's autistic or he's got something wrong with him. He still
Yeah,
should be
that
going
doesn't
out. Like,
exactly.
exactly.
It's not really an excuse.
No.
Exactly. No, people shouldn't use an excuse.
Yeah, I think
It's just plain stupid.
there's no it's not acceptable. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
get arrested, get to like in Italy it's like 500 quid fine. Here it's 60 quid. Like, maybe
Yeah.
increase it a little
Exactly. It's
bit.
nothing.
That's nothing.
I mean, if you pay it within 2 weeks, it's 30 quid.
Yeah, which is like
And
pointless.
that's probably what they're spending to go to that place.
In my opinion, it's not bad to go out, but in these times you should stay at home because you have been told to do so for your safety. Yeah, that's what we think as well.
Yeah, like if it's
Like
essential.
the border, I'd say, between okay and not okay is going for a walk and just like planning to go over a train bridge and get a couple photos of a
Yeah,
train.
that's fine, and
That's
like
like
timing it with a freight
That's
train or
fine.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
like-
seeing a drag or something like that, or seeing a new train on test, for example.
yeah.
But don't
If
go
you're
to a
walking,
station. Go for a walk and go to a line side location. I'd say that's okay.
Yeah,
like say
rather
you went to
than
Mansfield Wood. Say
yeah,
you went walked to Mansfield Wood.
Yeah.
yeah, or walks like
But
past
I
Linslade
like
or something,
Yeah, exactly.
rather than being annoying and stupid.
going to actual stations and avoiding self-isolation.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next topic now, which is about Metrolink. So I mentioned earlier. So Metrolink, they have said without extra help, they could be losing up to £5 million a month, which obviously is a lot of money. So Alfie is here to tell us more.
Yeah. So Metrolink, without extra help from the government, will be losing £5 million a month, which is like an extreme amount of money to be losing a month, really. So the mayor of Great Manchester, Andy Burnham, has warned that his trams are losing 5 million a month, which is obviously like not good at all. And they need urgent government support from the government, obviously, to fund them, which we've talked about earlier on the stream.
Ollie,
Yeah,
check the picture you've put up.
I know.
What they're going through, like what they've been going through, has never been seen before in like railway history at all.
Yeah. Liam, do you want to say something?
Yeah, good one. What's the plot? Hang on. I think that they wouldn't survive. No one's going to survive without funding from the government. If you've got that amount of money, you can't, and you're losing that much money, you're not going to survive. You're going to die.
Even with even with train companies that have got like support from other companies like Chiltern are owned by Arriva, Cross Country are owned by Arriva, like they still might struggle because Arriva might not have any money to give them, so then they'll have no money, and it's all like a chain effect.
Exactly.
Virgin Atlantic, the aeroplane operator, they're really close to going bust, even though Richard Branson is a famous businessman.
Because they don't want to give them any money.
Yeah, and I don't think that's right, because they should try what
They're a good
all they
airline.
can to keep their airline afloat.
Yeah, and there's this story a few last week or this week. So there's a aircraft operator. I don't know what you call it. There's an airline in Scandinavia, which is like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, that are operating a route between two places, like two remote places, and they've got funding from the government. Then there are these two rail companies that run that route, but with stops along the way, and they haven't got any money from the government. And people are saying that's wrong because, like, the airline is a big airline. So SAS, which is like Swedish national airline, and the rail companies are little independent companies. So people are saying it's wrong that they're not getting any funding.
Yeah, I think the government and like just anyone who can, like the owner of the company or whatever, should do all they can to fund their company.
Yeah. And I think that they should give the company the funding to everyone that needs it, rather than just the people that they want to give the funding to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So ignore the weird picture I put on screen.
Accidental or on purpose?
On purpose.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, yeah, so losing 5 million a month obviously is a very large amount of money. So like obviously after this they're gonna have to repay all of that money.
Yeah, and then that will lead them into like serious debt, and then they
that
might
would
go
lead them into even more debt, because nobody's ever seen this before. Like nothing's ever happened like this since the war or anything like that. So and that was a long time ago. That was almost like 60, 70, 80 years ago. So like we don't know what to expect. We don't know what's coming. We don't know when it's going to end or anything like that. Like, so the lockdown restrictions in China have been lifted, but we don't know when it's going to happen for us.
Yeah. Like in most of our lifetimes, we've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah. Liam, what were we going to say?
My nan hasn't seen anything like this before.
Yeah. It's like all really new to us.
Yeah.
Alfie, we're seeing the
last one was like
1920.
1920.
Yeah, like since the war. Yeah, Alfie, were you going to say something?
Yeah, because we've never seen anything like this before, and we're like seeing the world change every day, and it's like really like we don't know what to think of the world right now.
And we're thinking back once this has all ended. Like remember in April 2020 when we were locked down and we didn't have anything to do all day.
Like in future generations, in like 20 years, people say I'm bored. Younger people than us, like, shush.
You don't know the true meaning of boredom.
Canada's starting to lift its quarantine very slowly, says Jake Evans.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
We haven't heard anything. We just had our late Prime Minister stand outside his door saying that if we keep going like this, then it should be lifted soon, but not laying out a plan or anything like that. But or a lazy Prime Minister.
I mean, when they say lift it, they'll remove a restriction, like you can go out or something like that.
But there could be a second wave, and we don't know about if there's going to be a second wave or
Yeah, at
Especially
least
if
everyone
people
stops
have
panic buying because they've understood that it's like not that bad.
Yeah,
and you
like they
just
don't
do
need
it
to
for
start
fun.
like buying 60 rolls of toilet roll like every
Yeah.
day. No, and people are still buying a lot, obviously, but not as much as they were.
Yeah, because at least the shelves are now stocked like
Yeah.
sufficiently.
Yeah, and it's not like
Exactly.
like they might run out. They might run out of money, but like
Yeah,
in stock, but I don't think they will. Like,
because all the supermarkets have like reacted to this very well.
yeah,
They've sort of just been really calm about it and just sort of like they've sort of not had a really bad effect, and it's
yeah,
just
they'd
been
be
like,
like, oh, just don't panic buy, please.
yeah,
Stop
and
buying
they've been really
that
quick
amount
to
of
implement
stuff.
social distancing.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, if shops and stuff do start to open very slowly, there's going to be a lot of people going there at once,
Yeah.
and then people are going to get like infected and stuff because there's so many people.
I've heard that soon you might be able to meet up with people,
yeah,
but like just one or two people, but you've got to see them like
yeah.
if you're going to see other people, you've got to see the same people.
Yeah, and I think
That's
it's
what
funny
I've
that
heard.
Donald Trump says you should inject
Yeah,
disinfectant.
inject
Like,
disinfectant. That's
how
just
can you
really
be that
stupid.
stupid? Like,
Exactly.
like,
Someone that gullible and that stupid would do that.
yeah. And apparently,
Seriously.
disinfectant poisonings across the US now have actually risen because of like what Donald Trump has said. Like, how can you be that stupid? Like,
Why would you believe what that guy says?
yeah,
Like the American government should have quickly chipped in when he was saying that and just said no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I
That's
think
just
I just think he shouldn't be president in general.
He's got to go. He's got to go because the elections this year.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if something like this happens again and he's still doing advice like that,
Yeah.
it might make things worse.
Yeah. Like, and he's like I
there
remember
might be more
when
people dying.
when he was at one of his meetings on live TV, and so they were talking about it and how this woman had been off because like one of his advisors had been off. So she said, "Oh, I've been off with the cough and stuff," and then she was back a day after the cough because it's all gone. And then Donald Trump stepped away from her because he didn't want her to transfer the virus even though she didn't have it. So it's like,
Yeah.
why? Yeah.
He isn't the best that they've had.
No.
Hasn't done
Okay.
anything.
I feel like Donald Trump, he's been a bit of a wussy about it. Like
Yeah.
because like everyone else has like actively been
Yeah.
supporting
Boris
their health
Johnson,
measures, and Donald Trump hasn't really done anything.
Boris Johnson. Admittedly, Boris Johnson's been ill, and now he's just had a kid,
Yeah.
so he can't exactly be on the front line. But
He's doing what he can.
Yeah. Like
Exactly,
rather than just
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so it is 7:15, so I think we are going to be ending the stream now. So thanks for watching. I think we've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it in the chat. So we'll be back on Friday with episode 3 of the Chiltern Trainspotters chat show. So it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from Liam.
Good boy from Alfie.
Bye.
Okay. Tara and Edwards, too late. We're ending now. Bye. We hope you enjoyed watching. And we will see you next time. Thanks.
Goodbye.